Hi first year, I'm going to give you a demonstration on queen cakes. So in the PowerPoint I have uploaded some photos of the ingredients that you need, the equipment that you need. If you've got this at home, then it could be quite a good one for you to try out. If not, if you just watch the demonstration, and maybe I'll give you some questions on that as well. So the first thing in the method is to set the oven. So I've set my oven to 180 degrees Celsius because I've got an electric oven. If you've got a gas oven at home, then you would want to set it to gas mark 5. I have also put 8 paper cases in a bun tray, so you'll have seen that in the photo of the equipment list. You really do need a bun tray or a muffin tray to be able to do this, so that they hold their shape. The next step in the method is to put the soft margarine into a large bowl. So I'm going to use digital scales. I have included some manual scales in the photo as well, in case that's what you've got. That's absolutely fine. If you're using digital, remember, put your bowl on, press the on button, and then wait for 0G to appear in the little display screen. And once you see the 0, then you are good to get started with your weighing and measuring. I'm just going to get my margarine just now. I use Flora Buttery, but anything that's a kind of a soft margarine, stork, anything that comes in a tub, then that would be fine. So 50 grams into the bowl. When you are doing baking like this, it is important that you do accurate weighing and measuring, so it's not really something that you can guess. Once you've done that, you're going to press the on button again, and then you're going to measure your flour and your sugar into your sieve. Now, unfortunately, my sieve is broken. I meant to borrow one out of school, but I forgot, so I'm going to have to just try and go with this. I'm going to just put this into the bowl, press the on button, and then I'm going to measure my flour, which is 50 grams. Very easy recipe to use. We're using self-raising flour so that the cakes get a nice rise. We are going to sieve it to remove any lumps, and also to add some air into that as well, just so that we've got a nice fluffy texture to our sponge cake. And then I'm going to add 50 grams of sugar in there again, so I'm going to press the 0 button to take it back to the starting point, and 50 grams of sugar. So it is quite a sweet dish, this one, so it's something that you're not going to eat all of these cakes. Okay, so you have to bear that in mind. So we're just going 50 minutes. We're just going to take a little bit of that out. There we go. I'm going to remove my scales now, and then I'm just going to sieve those ingredients in. So you'll see there that there's some lumps that are not going all the way through, so I'm just going to push that, use the back of the spoon and just push all of that through. Next step in the recipe is to add the egg. So I'm just going to take my egg out. I'm going to use the blunt end of a knife, at the back end of the knife. Just tap that, and then remember, when you are separating the egg, you are pulling that apart, you're not pushing into it. Eggshells go straight into the bin. Don't put them down on your table. Risk of salmonella, bacteria transferring, so straight into the bin and wash your hands. Okay, after that, you are going to use a wooden spoon and you're going to beat this until it's light and creamy. So we are really wanting to try and get all the lumps of that margarine out. So first of all, starting just pressing the margarine up against the side of the bowl. Once you've broken it up a little bit, that's when you can really start to beat it. I'm going to just put a little cloth underneath this just so that it's not making too much noise in the video with it against the worktop. You don't need to do that at home, this is just because I'm recording it. So you should be able to see there that that's going nice and smooth now. As we cream this together, we add more air into it. The aim of this is to add as much air into it as possible so that we get that nice fluffy texture that I was talking about earlier on. Okay, after that you are then going to add your sultanas. So I've actually just got a little raisin snack box just now. This is what I have at home. Trying to just do things with ingredients I've got at home, so when I do them I might not have the exact ingredients, but just trying to substitute it, but that'll be what you're doing at home as well. Mix them through, and then I am going to use a dessert spoon to transfer the mixture into the paper cases. So before I do that, I've got some flowering and things I'm just going to try and tidy up a little bit just now. Just cleaning as we go so that I don't get any of the ingredients onto the patty tin before it goes into the oven. So I've got 8 paper cases, and then I'm going to struggle to get all of this in shot. I'll try my best using your spatula, your scraper, to just get all the ingredients off the wooden spoon to start with, and then I'm just going to use a dessert spoon and a knife and deposit it into the paper cases. So start off with a spoonful in each of them, and then if you've got any extra you can go back and top them up. Some of the things I usually say in class is try not to let the mixture touch the paper case, because if it does it's going to stick to it and it can end up getting a bit messy. Don't just stand and wait on it dropping in, because you'll be here for a long time. Use your knife to help you just drop that in to the paper case. Don't worry about levelling it out, the heat from the oven will do that for you. You want to try and keep your patty tin as clean as possible. Saves you a job of having to give it a good scrub if you've got mixture all over it. So I've got a spoonful in each of them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just have a wee look and see if there's any of them that I think could be doing with getting topped up a little bit, and then just scraping some of that in. I'm trying to get all of that mixture out of the bowl. There's no point in washing it down the sink. And then you are ready to put these into the oven. So next step in the recipe is to bake for 15 to 20 minutes until golden brown and firm to touch. So right now I'm going to put these into middle shelf of the oven. I'm going to set a timer for 15 minutes, or just check the time, and I'll check them at 15 minutes. Got my oven gloves, and I'm just going to use this little dimple here just to grab the tin. So that's them in the oven now. I am going to give the worktop a good clean down, give it a good spray, and then I'm going to wash dry my dishes while that's in the oven. And I'm going to pause the recording just now and I will come back when it comes to testing the cakes for readiness. Okay, so my queen cakes are out the oven now. They were in for about 18 minutes. After 15 minutes, I had a wee look through the glass and they still look quite pale. So left them in for a little bit longer. You can see they are nice golden brown, not too dark. You don't want them to dry out too much. You still want them to be moist. If you touch them, they should feel springy to touch. You shouldn't need to insert a knife into a cake this size. Touching it and it feeling springy to touch rather than like kind of a soft and squidgy is a good indication that they are ready. So once they're ready, we want them to cool down. So we're going to take them out of the bun tin and put them onto a cooling rack. So this is just lifted up off the table, off the worktop, and allows air to circulate round about it just to help them cool down quicker. If you don't have one of these at home, you might notice mine is just the insert of a grill pan that I've used, and that works just the same. So we'll just leave them there to cool, and then after that they're ready to eat. Have a go if you are able to at home, and if you do, then upload some pictures. It'd be good to upload some pictures of you making them and of the finished product as well. If you've got any questions, just ask your teacher in the Teams chat. Good luck.